and welcome to episode number 8 of the Mindful Making podcast. Today it's the 2nd of June, which is, we are now then officially in wintertime here in the Southern Hemisphere. And you will be in summer if you're watching from the Northern Hemisphere. So welcome to you all. If you're new, welcome to this corner of the world. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you here. I am Jane, and I record this podcast from my studio, I will call it, or my craft room here in my house, which is in Hornsby Heights, north of Sydney. I'm Danish, and we moved to Australia 7 years ago. And I love to knit and to sew and to make, and to making things is my mindfulness practice. That's how I relax. So I hope to share some of that excitement and engagement into making with you all. So grab a cup of tea, a coffee or a wine, whatever you have, and sit back, grab your project and enjoy the next probably half an hour talking. Today I will talk about some of the finished objects. I will also talk about my current work in progress, and I will also show you a bit of my sewing and what is planned for a shop update in my Etsy shop, and then I will also talk about some new purchases. I try to shift from plastic to more environmentally friendly products, so I will show you a few examples of what I've done in that area. But first, let me tell you where you can find me on the internet. So I am Mindful Making on Instagram. My Revelry account is called Mindful Making AU, and I also have an Etsy shop which is called Mindful Making AU. In that Etsy shop I sell handmade things, and I will give you a few examples later in the podcast. Finished objects, well, I have been knitting a lot, I think, and it's been 3 months since I recorded the last podcast, so of course I have been finishing a few objects. 2 of them I can't share with you. One is incognito, the other one is a gift, and as soon as it has been received, I will share some pictures of what I've made. That will probably be at the next podcast. But what I can show you is this scarf, which is actually a new design of mine. It's called Winding Roads. So it's about how our paths in life cross over, intersect, and you will meet new people, new experience, new adventures, and then you will pass on, and you will meet some new, and then you will meet again. So when this podcast airs, I will have a call out for test knitters of this little scarf. It's worked in the Coast yarn, which is a 50-50 cotton and wool. It's a light fingering weight. So here it is, and the color I have used is the color Ivory. I have got this yarn from Holst Garn, but you could also get it at Garn Pusher. Of course, it can be knitted in any other yarn as a light fingering weight. So keep an eye out for that, and I will just remove, and then you can see the next finished object, which is the CUMULUS blouse, designed by Petite Knit, and it's a beautiful silk mohair, very, very soft and very light. It's feather light. The pattern asked for the mohair to be held double, so double-stranded, but I only used one thread. And I have used this Sandnes silk mohair and I think it's slightly thicker than other mohairs, and that's why I have just worked with this single-stranded. My gauge is tighter or smaller than what the pattern asks for, so I made a size large instead of a size medium, but it fits me very well. I will try to stand up so you can see, and the lights will blow out, but here it is. I like it very much. It's warm and cozy, and I like the V-neck, which is very flattering. So now I wanted to show you what I'm working on, and I forgot to bring it up to the table, so I'll just dive down under the table to find it. Bear with me just a moment. So here I am, and it is the Zweig. This jumper has been I was almost half finished, but then sort of the neckline didn't work. It was too high, so I had to redo it, and then I decided I would just rip it all back and start over again. So here it is, my Zweig as it the current status. And I started on this last Friday, so I am 9 days in, and as you can see, I'm on the first sleeve, so it won't be long until this is done. The main color here is again the Coast yarn from Holst yarn. It's the 50/50 cotton wool. It's double-stranded, and I knit with a 3.75mm needle. The color here is called Cocoa, and for the color work or the lace section here on top, which is so pretty. And this was just so fast to knit because it was so much fun. I have used this beautiful color from Olan, OLANN.IE, and let me just see if I can find, here it is, the label. Oops. So this is the label Olan, and I bought it at Skein Sisters. The color work is Alchemy, and it is hand-dyed yarn, and it is what does it say the blend is? It is a 100% Superwash Merino single sock. So, and the color is Alchemy. I still have yarn for probably another one, but let's see if I will add it to a shawl or whenever a new beautiful project comes on. It's super soft, and I love those tiny speckles of pink and green, purple, and there is a bit of blue in here as well. So here, if you can see that, it's beautiful. So that won't be long until that one is done. I will prepare a Revelry page so you can see the details when I get around to do that. So coming up then to what will be next. Usually I just have one project on the needles at the time, and I don't have any specific project in mind for what will be the next one. So the kids have said, "Oh, Mom, we want to get some woolen socks." So the next project will be socks. For me, I have never knitted any socks, so there's always a first time for us all. So that will be my first time knitting socks. So if you have any suggestions for a well-fitting sock pattern that is suitable for boys and girls, let me know. Put it in the comments below, or send me an email or on Instagram. I'll be very happy to hear your recommendations. The yarn that I will be using, so I have a few options. So I remember it's probably it is years ago when I talked with my children about socks, and they chose their own colors. So one of them was just a regular grey sock yarn. As you see, the labels have gone, so I don't know what it is. That is one option. There's also this beautiful bright citrusy green that I think my youngest son chose at the time. Whether he still fancies this color, I don't know, but that would make great socks as well. And I think I will gift my daughter, she doesn't know this yet, but socks in this beautiful color. This is a sock yarn from CIRCUSTONICHANDMADE, a Australian dyer. I actually bought this to make the I'm about to say temptation station, but I don't think that's the right word. I'll put it on underneath, by Stephen West, but I think it will work really well for socks for Astrid, my daughter. And just to give you information about that yarn, so it's CIRCUSTONICHANDMADE, and this is the Revelry sock fingering 4-ply, and it's 80% Merino and 20% Nylon, and the colorway is Weevil, which is an Australian bird. So Hannah, the dyer, takes a lot of inspiration in the Australian bird life, which I find very interesting. So it's a beautiful grey with green, yellow speckles in it. So I think that will be good. So any suggestions for sock pattern, let me know. I think that's up for the knitting then. I feel that I should say much more because I've been knitting all the time. But as I said, some of the projects are incognito. I can't show them to you. What I will tell though is that I had the pleasure of being on television with my knitting this past Wednesday, the 29th of May. I went to the High Tea Room, which is a beautiful tea restaurant in the Queen Victoria building in the middle of Sydney. And so it was to celebrate knitting, and it was a live TV for Channel 7 Sunrise program. And it was quite funny. We were to meet up at 5:30 a.m, so 5:30 in the morning. So I had to get up at 4 to get the train in, and we were then 25-30 ladies knitting and crocheting. And I just saw a post on Sydney Knitters Club Facebook group calling for knitters for that TV take. So I volunteered, and when I went to bed Tuesday night, I thought, oh no, what have you talked yourself into? I wasn't feeling so thrilled about the early start for the next day. But when arriving, it was beautiful tea, and it was just so much fun seeing how producers work and preparing for those small snippets of TV that we had in that sunrise show. If you are in Australia, and maybe you can do it, you can see it as well if you're overseas, the Channel 7 and then the sunrise program from the 29th of May. Of course, there are a lot of news, and we will just be sort of snippets in between, but that was a lot of fun. So let me talk about what is, from news from the sewing room. I have all the ambitions and plans in the world to sew much more and to sew much more and to sew a lot of my own clothes. I am challenged in finding the time. So I've been doing some sewing for my shop, Mindful Making AU, and that's the name of my Etsy shop. And what I will show you are my project bags, which one of them is here. So I find fabric that I use for the lining. I find the fabric in op shops, and then I use stamps that my granddad has made to put in front, and there is just a little label on the back, and you can tie it close and wear it over your shoulder like this, and it stands, so you can then fold down the top and it will just stand like a bucket. There is a pocket in here as well, so it stands quite nicely when you have your knitting in like this. And I just want to show you some of the options for the lining that is in the bag. One of them is this fabric, so it's about to be put in one of the bags. I personally very much like this one. And then I have a few left of the turquoise, which was one of the first ones that I made. Then there is a blue like this, so a beautiful light blue. There is a grey, same style, like this. This is also one of my personal favorites. And let's just see, the last one is the pink one as well. These will be available in my Etsy shop on Friday the, what is it, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th of June. So I will make them available then. I've also made new bags for my knit your own dishcloth sets. So this is a set where there is a bag, and then there are 3 small balls of yarn, like a little gift set. Whoops. And this one. And with it there is a little card with patterns of 4 different styles of this dish cloth or washcloths. And this one is then the nature, and again this is fabric from my stash and fabric that I found in second-hand stores. The other one is the grey set, which is in this bag currently. So again, you can fold it down and it's like a little bucket, and if you want to carry it, you would fold it up like that, and you can tie the knot as a little handle, so you can use it to carry like that. You can even carry a wine if you don't want to carry your yarn in it, or your husband needs one. But anyway, these are available too. So while I am trying to clear out all the mess here next to me, what I also wanted to show you was some things that I've bought lately. And I try to be environmentally conscious and mindful of the way that my habits and my patterns for purchases and use of different products impacts the environment. So wherever I can, I try to find an alternative that includes less plastic and is more environmentally friendly. I'm not at all fully and 100% plastic free or waste free or anything. I am just trying, whenever I throw something out, I think, oh, is there an alternative for this that could be with less plastic involved? And one of the things that I have changed is my toothbrush. So, you know, a lot of us have plastic toothbrushes and they sit out there for 400 years. So I have gone to the bamboo toothbrush. Let's just show you one. I like it very much. I haven't convinced my family yet, so they will come around eventually, but I like it very much. The other thing that, so my deodorant ran out, so I thought, what alternative can I find? And there is this, and I don't get any commercial support or anything, it's just because I like it. So the No Pong deodorant, which is it's a cream deodorant in this steel tin, and you put something on your finger and put it under your arm, in the armpit. So it works really well, beautiful smell, and it does the trick over a day, so you stay smelling nicely. So I can certainly recommend this one or something similar. Then finally I ran out of shampoo and conditioner. Okay, so you can avoid the plastic by going to you can buy shampoo bars. So I've done that and I have used them, so you will see that they have been used. So this is the shampoo bar, and you might think, oh, how do you use it? But basically you just, you know, you wet your hair, it's wet, and then just, yeah, and wash your hair like you would normally do. And it works really well. It works really well. Even my husband likes it. So the kids not yet, but I've convinced my husband that it's good. So he uses it. And then for my hair I need a lot of conditioner. You know, it sits everywhere. It's frizzy, and so this is a conditioner bar, and it does the trick. It does the trick. So my hair looks as good, maybe, as the shampoo that I bought at the hairdressers. I'm sold on this idea. I think these were called ethical, but there are different brands out there, and I guess if you want to try, just try one and see how you go, and if you like the smell and how your hair feels and looks, have a go and see how it works for you. So maybe that's it. What can I tell you? Otherwise, well, in the last 3 months, let me just tell you a bit of what has happened here in my little family and in my life. So we had our youngest son, he's 14, so he had his confirmation in the beginning of April. And we had my sister, her husband, and my niece visiting us from Norway, and my parents-in-law visiting from Denmark as well. So we had guests here for about a month. It was a lovely, lovely, lovely time. And Asger, my son, had a great day for his confirmation. It's a huge tradition in Denmark where you celebrate Christianity and you confirm your faith. So beautiful celebration. Also, you know, also celebrating a boy becoming a man or a girl becoming a woman. So from childhood into adulthood. So it was a lovely, lovely day. So it has been busy times. There's been some changes at work, and we've had colds, everyone. But I guess that's, you know, the normal thrill of life. So I am just so grateful for making and for the community that you're a part of. So I'm happy to talk to you again. I hope it won't be 3 months until I record the next one. So please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And please write me a comment. I would love to hear from you. So I hope to see you again. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye-bye.